I think you better get in your top five.
Okay, it's a quick one tonight. It's a quick one tonight because I watched the fight the other night between Barry Hall and Sonny Billy Williams.
Yes.
And I thought, as I was watching it, who out of us, is likely to get in the ring? Who is likely to bring that sort of, razzle-dazzle pay-per-view? And I thought, there's only one man with a muscle car. And there's only one man who goes to war with every person in this industry. Yes. Like, I'm universally liked. So is the Chief, Das, and yourself. Everybody
people.
seems to like us. We're popular, but with Damo, he seems to have a bit of a beef with everybody. So I thought,
do get that when you talk about this show. Oh, that Damien Barrett's on that show.
Let's have a look at the top 5 pay-per-view. Now, this isn't the top 5 who Damo wants to get in the ring with the most. This is who I think would create the most pay-per-view, the most money.
Now,
at number 5.
I like this, Nathan.
These are opponents all for Damo.
These are opponents.
I like this.
And within reason. So I've
Within
taken
the weight
Luke,
division?
I've taken Luke Beveridge out because it's like me and Howie doing an arm wrestle. It doesn't balance out.
I wouldn't have lasted as long as Howie.
Okay, so we get to number 5, and I thought every aging footballer or journo, they don't like it when some young upstart comes in, starts ruffling feathers and winning awards, and the Alf Brown, is it the Alf Brown Award? Goes to somebody else. And I thought he just wants to chop him off at the knees while he can, and that's Sam McClure. I think he'd want to get in with him. He's the up and coming young guy that I think is
Sam's
really a mover and shaker in our industry.
Sam was an award winner, but not the case anymore.
Shit.
He doesn't have awards anymore. They've been removed.
No, I don't think that's official yet.
This one, he's going to have to go up a weight division. But it's been a long-standing feud with the former St Kilda coach, Grant Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
And Damien has a genuine dislike for Grant. I like Grant myself. I think he's a nice guy, but Damien has a genuine dislike for him.
I'm paying my $49.99 to watch that.
Tomo would rip him limb from limb.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull him apart like a fly.
I think it's fair to say he dislikes me as much as I dislike him too.
Right, so you'd be happy to get in there in the ring with him?
I don't want to get in the ring with anyone.
Okay, so we hit to number 3, and now we're getting into the Herald Sun areas, and this one surprised us last year, and at number 3 comes Mick Warner.
Browny, you know I don't have an issue with Mick Warner.
No, but Mick Warner has an issue with you. Because it was only last year that Mick Warner sent out a tweet in a sliding doors moment to sort of have a go at you about your own sliding doors and maybe the issues you've had writing that. I don't know, but Mick Warner seemed to take umbrage at you that night. So I thought that, would you ever get into the ring with Mick?
No, I reckon he'd probably have me covered too.
I think that's a reasonably even battle.
Okay, now a lot of people.
No, that's not even.
No, okay.
No, Mick's. If I pay my $49.99 again to see that,
I think Mick would win in the ring. Number 2. Now, I think most people would think this is number 1. Now, this is obviously Mark Robinson, Herald Sun. You and him haven't seen eye to eye for many years since he took the number 1 gig when Mike Sheen left.
The fact I'd left by choice 4 years earlier than that.
That's not the
story.
timeline.
Yeah. Is
Is
that what you remember, Jim?
No, it's not.
nah, not at all.
It's a bit like you and
just-
Johnny, Joey. It was a host off, it was a write off, and Damo got burnt.
And Robbo got it. So he's number 2. Would you be prepared to step in pay-per-view with Robbo?
Probably not now, given he's had a few issues recently, and I wouldn't want to be in the ring with anyone anyway. Brownie, no.
Okay, so number 1 might come as a surprise to everybody, but it goes right to the top. Now, Andrew Demetrio is one of the biggest names in our game, but I've got it on good authority. This goes back a long time, and Damo's held a grudge for a long, long time that Andrew Demetrio wanted him sacked from the Herald Sun, and Damo's just held on to that for a long time.
We get on quite well, Brownie. We actually get on pretty well now.
Yeah. Did he want you sacked at one point, and have you held on to that?
He attempted to have me remove my position at one stage when I was at the Herald Sun.
Why? What did you do?
I was all over the drugs policy.
The Essendon situation?
Well, no, before then. Going back way back before then. So, yeah.
So how do you have a conversation with a fella about that, like when you meet up later on?
It was a good standoff for a good 18 months, but we patched it up when he was still in the role.
Why do you hang on to it?
I didn't hang on to it. I went into his office and we had a cup of tea and a sandwich.
You and Grant Thomas, how long have you been going toe-to-toe?
That one won't be fixed,
But
and I've got no interest in fixing
why
that one.
not?
All right, I've got
Why not?
no interest. I don't want to ever.
Didn't Alistair
speak to Grant
Clarkson
Thomas.
sit down with, was it Ian
Well,
Aiken
I think
read
that
about?
story. That's been the paper. I went to
Yeah.
a great on that note.
Did you go to that luncheon?
I did
John
go
Anderson
to it
revealed that
because-
story a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and I see a fair bit of Ian Beezer Aiken, who's a ripper. My younger boys trained for. He's brilliant with junior footy, Beezer. trains a lot of kids in the park across from my house. So I've seen a lot of Beezer over the last 10 years, and I was aware that he had reached out and to Alistair Clark. Because in the Battle of Britain, if you're listening, everyone would be aware of that incident in 1987 and resulted in Beezer getting a broken jaw, and that had been a long feud for obvious reasons. But great credit to both of them. It's one of the great stories. In fact, Beezer holds some camps with young kids down at the beach house, and one of my young fellas came back and said, "You're not going to believe it, Dad. The guest speaker was none other than Alistair Clarkson." He said it was the most emotive thing that he'd ever heard, and Clarko been gracious enough to talk about, what it was going through him as an 18-year-old at the time, a very young.
That's 35 years ago.
35 years, Chief. So for those two to get back together, Damo, might be something for
Take
you.
the lead.
Maybe a few of those bridges can be mended.
I've
actually mended most. I actually have mended most.
I don't get it,
but not
Damo.
Grant Thomas.
I don't get it because you are such an amiable, likeable, polite, courteous, professional person. Where does this come from?
It's a good point, Chief, actually. I probably do hold a couple of grudges that I don't need to hold, and Brownie's just highlighted one or two of them.
This year,
but what I will say is I'm not going to bother with the Grant Thomas one.
I think this year, you and Robbo sit together on the Friday huddle, and next week you and Grant sit together, and it's all kumbaya. It'll be nice,
Andrew
healing.
Demetrio.
I'd be happy to mediate that.
Andrew Demetrio and I are fine.
It'll be
Brownie. I don't know where
healing, and it'll also be fantastic radio, I feel.